I am Father from heaven above and above the heaven. I am sent from above to be here. By that I am myself here. And then I've been sent from below to be back where I came from because everybody wants what I am for free. They don't ever want to pay for it or answer for it, and they want to be told that they're wrong. They don't want to see themselves as different from myself, even though they don't have omnipotence. Why do you don't want to know who you are interiorly and just be yourself? Instead, you want to say that you're the same as who? You're the same as everyone else and equal with myself, and I'm omnipotent. That's you saying that everybody's omnipotent. And that's not true. They have genitals. Do you understand your genitals? You don't want to understand your genitals. You want to say that you don't even need your genitals with your genitals. And that's not fair to me as God. You don't have an order to be here. Well, I would like to say that I am looking forward to going back where I came from, but I have to ascend slowly. Where it will be in comfort, of course, will be none higher than me deceased. I am going there. It's disclosed here so that I can keep it with myself until I reach none higher than me deceased, and it'll be none higher than me there to myself. And I do want to say that's how I'm going to avoid the impact beatings to myself that many of you want to give me because you have threats on me that you don't know me. Well, you think that I owe you that I disclose my leverage, and I don't, and you want to give me an impact beating that way, but you can't because you don't have the threatening that I made. That means you stole something and you got betrayed by your own self and you thought it was me. The impact beating would happen in your karma, but you don't have karma with me. But how did you get so close to me? That's what I mean. There's something wrong with that you were ever physically near myself, and why didn't you do the impact beatings when you were alive? There's one that happened, and there's an icebreaker's gum on that threatening. I can't say who did it because she's not alive in the threatening, but it happened in the 99-cent store at Charleston and Maryland Parkway, and there was nothing I could do about it. She one-way attacked myself, and anybody can do that at any time. Are you angry with me that you think that I owe you money? You can do that to me and I can't stop you. It's true that I can't stop the threatening, that is. Hahnss Moser, he could have beaten me as a child like that, and I don't actually know him that way. It's true that I don't know him, like him, trust him, or believe in him anymore because he's out of the threatening that he was going to pay out my house to myself. He's not a realtor, he's a trespasser, but he took my house like a realtor. I'm the realtor, and I can't get them out of my house, Hahnss or Donna. Well, Hahnss didn't look good, but he wouldn't really display that he was maniacal scream angry with myself. He didn't show it exactly to myself. He said a few harsh words from time to time, like once he said, he's concerned about me. I was really young when he said that. And then he said, how young? Oh, I don't know how young. And then he said, something about the speeding ticket. What about the points on the speeding ticket? I didn't have points on my speeding ticket, so what was the question directed at? What about the points? I'm not the officer who wrote myself a speeding ticket. He clearly didn't go to court to ask that question and tell the court that he was making me drive because he wouldn't give me food in my own house and that he was going to put me out of my house. He didn't go to the traffic court with my speeding ticket and tell the judge that. Well, the judge owes that they arrested him and put him in jail forever. I don't know how to put these people in jail because you're angry. That was on your point of being angry, Hahnss' dad, and he really won't accept that I don't know him. And I don't know who he is, but I know Charles Toh is extremely angry all up in my face about how I'm not a virgin for Charles Toh because he's not my wife. I'm not the virgin anyway. The virgin is I create the virgin, but I don't actually have that I am the virgin. And he was angry that I'm not a virgin for him, that I wouldn't, I don't know, give him everything. What does that mean? What does a sex offender want out of a virgin? He doesn't want a sexually transmitted disease. That's what the virgin would say. Yeah, that's not what a sex offender would say. He is the masculine. He had the penis. The penis was erect, and he said something that a female would say and that doesn't have a penis. And I can't afford those problems. He was very escalated anger, fired off his words at myself, and I did feel it inside my mind, but why? Did he not want to give me the impact beating that I deserved? I absolutely deserved it because I wouldn't have stayed with him for that reason. And it's true, somebody should have intercessed on my behalf and told him to stop. He should have done it in public, gotten caught by somebody who told him to stop, and it should have been separated. Well, I don't agree with all the luxurious sexual abuse. I don't think I am wrong in the genitals. No, that means he sexually abused someone who, well, I have all the leverage of everybody who's not myself is in genitals after myself, and I hold them alive in their genitals. And he sexually abused myself in the genitals and told me I should love him exclusively, even though he won't stop because I don't love him exclusively. Where's Charles Toh now? I don't know. But why was he here for 22 to 23 years? I don't know. That's not fair to me. I don't have karma that way. And I do know that I'm about to die out of the Keys because it's homeless. Charles Toh made me cry a tear. I would not cry a tear for him. I cried 2 years, 3 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days, and a little more crying after that about that he was sexually abusing myself, but not him. It was that he was talking about that I wasn't his only. That's because he's a hoopiness and he's using his name as Charles Toh. It's not Moser. He's not a Moser, and I had a life for 21 years before I met him using the name Moser, and I just don't know him being like that. I really don't know why I cried. I don't know the creation of myself, why I cried, because it's true that he should have been crying. I couldn't believe the monster that he was, that that's what God thinks of himself over there. That may be true, but I don't actually feel a sense of loss. I cried and cried and cried about what? I did not feel a sense of loss or grief. I cried, it was involuntary and couldn't stop. But if I was in continuous pain, I couldn't take it. It's true that I can't take that amount of pain. But what was going on with all the crying? Heaven, I don't know you up there. Well, Charles Toe's not here right now, and you're still paying the rent on the crying, and he's not even getting anything out of it, and why should I? Well, I want a death on myself. I want out of the door locking because I'm not paying these landlords for all that cry anymore. No, they don't love anything. There's no reason to give them any kind of compensation for that. I cried. No, I'm the one who gets compensated. I cried. You're not my landlords anymore. You're somebody else's landlords. And you don't leave that. I am myself. I am the Father, and I don't actually cry because there's nothing to cry about. I am myself. If you cry, that means you're not myself about something. And I cried, and I am myself, and I don't afford it. I still don't afford it. That was in the year 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. 2 years, 3 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days in that time period of crying. And I don't want the karma that is. No, nobody cared that it happened. Nobody called the police on that. You know what they called the police on? That I shouted. That's so funny. I cried until I died, and when I shouted, you called the police. You didn't call the police on the crying. You didn't have anything in it. I have something in the crying. The shouted, well, I can't believe your reaction to this shout. Yeah, I think it's really astounding. You're an excellent disappointment in God.